Hi everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back. To everybody new, hello and welcome. I've got Ollie here today. Yes. So Ollie is one of my preemie full-bodied silicone babies. And he is the Bella Boy by Jennie Lee. He is so stinking adorable. So I'm just going to give Ollie a little bottle feeding with some breast milk in it while we chat. So he's kind of hungry. I'm gonna get started and kind of get right to the chat. Ugh, I should have set. I was gonna set the timer because I'm trying, or I want to try to keep my videos like under 20 minutes, preferably more like 15 or even under 15 minutes, and see how that goes. Not that I won't make longer videos, because y'all know me. I can talk. But now that I'm back to doing videos more regularly and pre-recording, I noticed that a lot of you like to see videos from me like more often. So I'm thinking that, like, you know, having to sit through like a half-hour video like every time is just overkill. But like I lose track. So I have a little egg timer. I used to use it, but yeah, I need to get back to that. Anyhow, if you're not subscribed, run down and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to all. So, topic of the day is actually something that I saw like brought up on Instagram by an artist, which is, all right, let me see if I can get her nursery right. I know it's Leticia Moreno at Dreams of Tiny Angels, I believe is her nursery name. So she's an artist, and I've noticed as of lately, like the past at least year or so, she's been painting mostly silicone. And she had put up a post like a week or so ago about silicone hair. Like, she had a picture of, I think it was like the latest baby she rooted, of how beautiful the rooting looked, and said that the post said, this is not verbatim, but the post said, some people think that that rooted hair on silicones isn't as nice or doesn't look as realistic as it does on reborns. And she said, you know, I disagree. I think it depends on the you know, how it's rooted and the type of hair and all that. And that a silicone, the picture that she was showing was like to show, like, yeah, silicone doll's hair absolutely can look just as good and realistic as a reborn doll's. And I definitely agree with that. I left a comment on there. I absolutely agree with that. I believe that it is a matter of who the artist is that's rooting the doll and their skill level. And of course, along with that comes knowing what hair to use. So it's the quality of mohair used, the correct mohair used, and yeah, how it's rooted in general. Because, you know, there's lots of reborn dolls' hair that doesn't necessarily look so good or realistic. It just, again, it depends on the artist. It depends on the quality of hair. I've never rooted a silicone doll, so I don't know, you know, as far as difficulty, if it's more difficult, less difficult. I know that, oh, and that was another thing she said in the post about like it not falling out. Um, and while it is true, reborn dolls' hair is, if it's done correctly, is sealed, it's glued. So on the inside of the head, it's reinforced with glue. So yeah, that makes it, you know, harder for the doll to lose hair. But if a silicone doll is rooted properly and deep enough, and the correct hair is used so that it's not just slipping out, um, I I think that you're going to have, it's going to be the same thing as a reborn doll. I mean, either whether you have a reborn or a silicone, you want to care for your doll's hair properly. You want to treat the hair properly and gently, and not be, brushing it vigorously, or, pulling on, not, well, you should never let your doll's hair get knotty in the first place. Like, there's so much out there on hair care and things we can do to prevent the hair from, getting that way. But I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't ever be, pulling on it. You want to be gentle. You want to be careful with clothes going, on and off the head. Some collectors dress their babies like they'd rather stretch out the clothes. So, like, for instance, like this vest, like they would, just pull the neck open and slide it up the doll as opposed to over the head. I've done both ways. It just depends, I guess, the mood I'm in or whatever, because you're still stretching it out really big to kind of go over the head. So, you know, it kind of almost doesn't matter, like, but lately I've been kind of sticking to using the saran wrap or plastic wrap, cling wrap, whatever y'all want to call it. But I've been keeping my, especially my silicone dolls that I, you know, change more often and move around more often. So, and I've been just kind of leaving it in all the hats that I put on them that are kind of tight on the head, so that it just, not only does it help protect the hair, but it makes the hair, look really nice. When you take it off, the hair is just like silky, smooth, perfect, where you want it. So it's definitely a nice little trick that a lot of collectors have been using for years. And artists probably started it because they would put that over the dolls for travel, and it just kind of, word spread, it just got around that it made the hair look really nice, because a lot of times we're like, when we first get a doll, we feel like the hair never looks the same again as it did from the way that the artist sent the doll. Well, there's a couple reasons for that. I mean, number one, the artist obviously knows the exact direction in which they rooted the doll and the style that they, rooted it. So they're kind of best to, you know, set it to the style that way. But also, a lot of times there is, a protected wrap or something over the head. So, when you take that off, the hair is looking very nice. So, that could be another reason too. But, as collectors, we learn as we go along. And I mean, I'm sure if you look back to the beginning of my doll collecting and the photos of my dolls, I'm sure that I didn't have their hair styled as nice or as realistic as I do now, because you learn things. But I definitely look at him. I'm just looking, like, I love to just look at them in the camera while I'm talking to you all. Um, and just the different angles of the cuteness. Just, he's so adorable. Aren't you, baby boy? Yes. You say hi to all your aunties, uncles, and cousins out there. Yeah. I know he has a Bella cousin that um her mommy watches, and she grabs her Bella when I have Ollie on, and like, that's so fun. Um like, I love when you all tell me things like that in the comments because that's like, it just makes me feel like, oh, we're playing dollies together, you know. Um I would do the exact same thing, you know, when I was new or newer and I watched, you know, a lot of dolly videos. And if I had like the same sculpt, or, you know, even if not, like, you, like, for me, like a reborn YouTuber, if that's what you want to call us, a dolly YouTuber, you know, they're really good when they make you feel like you want to grab one of your dolls while you're listening, and, you know, like, either change the baby along, you know, with the channel creator that's changing their doll, or feeding, or whatever it is. But, you know, that's when you know somebody is like good, in my opinion. So, like, when I hear, you know, viewers will say that in the comments, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know, it sure makes me feel good. And it also, like, you know, like, I'm thinking about it as I'm making this video. So I feel, like, even though I'm just sitting here, like, talking to my camera, making a video, it just feels like it's with all of you and we're all playing dollies. So this is where I go wrong in the time, and I just keep rambling on, or I'll go like off, and, you know, like, I'll have the topic, but then I'll go like off into something else and almost like talk about a whole nother topic that brings me like another 10 minutes and or whatever or more into the video, because we're now, you know, just over 13 minutes in. So I am going to give Ollie a quick change because I think he's fed good. So yes, buddy, I'll give you a quick diaper change, because I always feel like, you know, like a bottle feeding and change, or like diaper changes is realistic, because you usually change a baby after you feed them. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you watch your favorite reborn YouTube channels with your babies. Do you like automatically sit down with your dolls to just, you know, look through and, you know, watch what you're going to watch? Do you, or does, like, you know, what doll in the video ever inspire you to, you know, go get one of your dolls? Or, you know, yeah, I'm just curious. And definitely let me know in the comments, share your thoughts on hair, you know, rooting, and, you know, what you think does it, is mohair, you know, just as good and realistic on on silicones, and, you know, or do you feel like it doesn't look as good, it's more prone to falling out, it doesn't look realistic, etc.? Like, obviously, you know, it's people have varying opinions because that artist put, some people say, so obviously some people say, and I mean, listen, this all is art is subjective, and like, and it could just be like one, like, just because some people may have experienced it, a not so good rooted silicone doesn't mean that all silicones are like that. Um, and just because you've experienced a not so good rooted reborn doesn't mean that other reborns can't be rooted amazingly. Like both types of dolls, silicone or reborn, to me, like, you know, when they're rooted properly, you look at it and it just like absolutely looks like it's just growing right out of their head. Like you just would not know that it's not real hair. Like that's proper. Like even when I first started painting and rooting, like, and my channel members can attest to this because I share a lot as I'm going along in there, and I'm like the crazy, I feel like, like those artists that have gone like mad, like I'll be like, like on like day 3 of no sleep, and my creative juices are just flowing, and I'm on there sharing like what music I'm listening to and what stage I'm at, and I will tell you all as I'm going along, like, I don't care how long it takes me. I will keep just doing it over and over again until I am satisfied with it. It has literally taken me a like a 12-hour stretch just to cut the hair on the head after it's rooted and completed, because I'm that particular about what the final result is going to look like. So I'll take a little off, I'll sit there and ponder, I'll come back, I'll look at it wet, I'll look at it dry. I mean, I'm like, you have no idea. But I've also, had the opportunity in my collecting, of course, to experience absolutely amazing, art and amazing rooting to really know what it is supposed to look like. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there because this is longer than I wanted it to be. But if you want to see pictures of Ollie and all the babies in my collection, there is a link in the description of the video to follow me over on Instagram. I love to see you all there. And yeah, that's it. I'm wrapping it up. Let me know in the comments what you think, and we will see you all next time. God bless.